like a visual chart of what to do to relax as a working
Oh,
mom?
yes.
Can we create some of those?
Yes.
Like, so some of my
Here's one. Here's one. Two. Read a book. Take a nap.
yes. So I think it is important for us to, like, yes, congratulate all of the moms who are momming and working, but also making sure you're taking care of you. Getting some downtime and
Yeah.
handing off, delegating when you can, and also not trying to be perfect at everything. Yes, we can do it all, but just don't expect yourself to do everything all by yourself all the time perfectly, because
You'll be exhausted,
it's
burnt
impossible.
out.
It's impossible. Welcome to Reframe and Reclaim. We are Courtney Huckabee, a psychotherapist,
and Jen Harris, an interior designer,
who have teamed up to reflect,
challenge,
and reframe your mindset in relationship with your personal belongings. Find the reframe.
Start your reclaim.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Reframe and Reclaim. I am Courtney Huckabee.
And I'm Jen Harris.
And today we are here celebrating National Working Moms Day.
Woo!
So Jen and I are both a part of this wonderful demographic, and we are here to celebrate us and all of you who are working moms.
Yes. Now, this was founded in 2020 by the Working Moms of Milwaukee. Way to go, Milwaukee.
Thank you, Milwaukee.
And this isn't a debate about, stay-at-home moms versus working moms. It's really a celebration of all moms because it is hard work.
Being a mom is the hardest duty, responsibility I have ever lived. And I do think it is probably that way for so many of us.
Yes. I mean, we always joke, my brother and I, it's like, we're like, something crazy happens and they're like, have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said. When you're just really exhausted and down.
We have a lot of great stories to tell. Yes. That's what I said. There's always a great story to tell. But yeah, we are here to talk about working moms because, being a mom is very challenging and working is challenging. And so we just wanted to celebrate and talk a little bit about how we became working moms, and the 70 to 74% of women in the U.S. are working moms. So
way to go, ladies! Way to go!
Congratulations! And that is, of all of those, 80% of those 70 to 74% are full-time working moms. So again, that 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, plus all of the mom duties and responsibilities. It takes a lot for mental load, for physical effort, and for, love and compassion for any mom. So props to everybody out there who's doing that.
Yes, and that sounded exhausting just hearing that. So if you haven't listened to last week's episode, it was all about sleep. So all the working moms, go back and check out that episode.
Get your rest. Rest up, recuperate for sure.
And women are still making less than their male counterparts.
I think it's like 83% less, but we're making strides. We are making strides.
Well, it's not 83% less, right? It's like 83 cents per every dollar.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we have definitely made improvements since I was younger, because when I was in my 20s, it was like 75 cents per dollar. So way to go, ladies. Now, I know most women are in either teaching positions, social work, or healthcare, like the top 3 professions of working moms, which of course are the highest paying ones, right?
And they're the most used. I mean, if you think about, professors and childcare and, elementary schools and coaching, like all of us have been impacted some way by an educator. So thank you, moms and women and men who are in the education field. It is so important to
bless you all,
to just fill and enrich our children and adolescents as they're learning how to be adults in life.
Yeah, I mean, you really are shaping society. So hats off. That is a sometimes thankless job. So we're here to say thank you. Keep up the good work. Get some rest.
Yeah. And the healthcare industry.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've been to the doctor a lot with our child and myself. And so nurses and doctors and CNAs, home health care, all of the things that help us just to be healthy and safe.
Yes. Yeah. Hats off to everyone. And then one of the things we wanted to talk about too today, our demographic of working moms, it's sometimes overwhelming, sometimes hard. We want to make sure you have a good support group, with your friends. Courtney and I support each other a lot. We, did another podcast a few months ago about the admin party, and we've been really doing that lately.
It works.
It does,
And
yeah.
it's not as
so
awful
fun
as to do all of the like adulting bills and yucky,
Yes.
have to do things.
And so we're trying to expand it, but right now it's just us. But it's like we're able to check things off the
Yep.
list. We're able to see each other because
You
whenever
need
we
community and support.
yes, because when we do see each other, it's like usually work or something, just
Work related
It's already
responsibilities,
responsibilities,
chores,
yes.
tasks.
So while this is still another task, technically, we have some fun on the side. So that's been good. So definitely get some good support. I would also highly recommend having lots of systems at home. We talk about it in the book, but like really making sure your home is in order to help those days flow much easier, right? So any systems you can have to help get out the door quicker in the morning, whether it's picking out clothes the night before or having your kids sleep in their clothes so they don't have to get, dressed in the morning. What strategies around your home can you incorporate in order to make your day more smooth?
And I will say one thing that we're even starting with my son at home is how he can also contribute to the household. So if you have children who are school aged, anywhere under 18 still living at home, or over 18 and living at home, really teaching them how to navigate life skills, feeding the dogs, or getting the laundry into the hamper, or putting your bowls and dishes into the sink. Like, moms, I know we try to do it all, but it's really impossible to do it all.
You can do it all, just not at the same time or in 24 hours.
Well, yeah, we can try. We can do a lot. We can do a lot.
Yes.
But I think it really is important to, also make sure that there's, a village, whether it's the village inside your home, husbands and partners, also helping to support what's happening inside the home and outside the home. I know there's a lot of men who are working outside the home to be providers, and so wonderful to have a dual income if you have one. But there are a lot of single moms out there working,
I don't know how they
and
do it,
the breadwinners
honestly.
and the only mom or only parent at home. And so, like Jen said, really making sure you have support, whether it's a family who can support you, friends that can be really helpful, and just making sure there's community somewhere in your day.
Yes, because anywhere you can lighten the load and delegate, you should do that. Whether it's, like you said, giving your kids more chores, whether it's rotating their chores, so there's not whining and complaining with so and so about to do this and I want to try this chore, Or in our household, we have chores they have to complete before they get to have like their fun free time. And so any little bit that they can do, and granted, this is a hard one for a lot of us ladies. It does take a while for them to do the chores to your expectations. I get that. And I know sometimes it's easier just to do it yourself, easier in air quotes, to do it yourself. But if you can just educate them once they get there, it makes it so much easier.
Take time for training.
Yes.
So don't say, oh, make your bed and you expect them to know how to do it. We really got to teach them, okay, this is how you put the sheets on, and this is where the pillowcase goes, and this is, how you like pull the covers tight. And so it does take more time. However, how awesome it is whenever you say go make your bed like 2 weeks later and they know how and they're doing it in 5 minutes rather than you and your child doing it together for 20 minutes.
Right. And I will say in our house, so they have to make their beds in the morning, and my kids were starting to slack off and not doing it quite as well. And so my husband, hats off to him, he actually printed out pictures of what a
visual.
Of what a made bed should look like. And it's hanging up next to both of their beds now. So there's no excuse now.
I love that. Yeah. I would like a visual chart of what to do to relax as a working mom.
Yes.
Can we create some of those? Like, so some of my.
Here's one. Here's 1, 2, read a book. Take a
Yes. So I think it is important for us to congratulate all of the moms who are momming and working, but also making sure you're taking care of you, getting some downtime and handing off, delegating when you can, and also not trying to be perfect at everything. Yes, we can do it all, but just don't expect yourself to do everything all by yourself all the time perfectly, because
you'll be exhausted.
It's impossible.
Burnt out.
It's impossible.
It is, yes. And we've talked about before, but it's, there's nothing that says, I forget the woman who said, but there's nothing that says everything has to be done at the same time. So your laundry is not always going to be complete at the same time as your dishes are complete, as your floor
Sure.
is clean,
Oh,
and so just being aware and okay with the fact that this is life and this is just the cycle of the day and the cycle of the week. And
mm,
things will get cleaned. It's just not necessarily all going to be clean at the exact same time.
it's a system you
So,
create.
exactly.
Yeah, but it comes with a mentality and a reframe of our
Hmm.
mind of my house doesn't have to be Instagram perfect, or my kids
Yes.
don't have to be dressed to the magazine cover perfect all the time. It's okay to, say, this is what I have the energy for today, or this
Yeah.
is what I have capacity for today, or this is not as important or a priority for me.
Something else that I just started that I fought for a really long time is I've started making freezer meals and trying to do more meal prepping, because I've meal prepped at, like the beginning of the week, and I've done that and trying to plan meals, and that is helpful, but then I'm still in the kitchen every night, you know cooking for over an hour. And so the biggest struggle I have with this is making sure to take things out to thaw them,
Oh,
and getting it in the crock pot in the morning at the right time, because it takes, X amount of time to cook. But we've turned it into a whole event now. So my mom comes over and we do it together, and it's helping both of us, not only from our pocketbook, because she lives by herself, and so she doesn't need these huge portions, and
mhm.
so she's able to make meals that work for her. We're able to make family size meals for our home, but then we're also together, and our kids get in on it, and they're putting in the spices and measuring them and putting in all the
Oh, that's so
bags and wanting to
great.
contribute. So and then they get to see what they're having later on in the week. And that has been, so we've only been doing it about 3 weeks, so I'm still new to it.
It
Again, I
sounds
fought it for
wonderful.
years, but so far it's been working out really well. And it's, instead of being like, what are we gonna have? I don't know. It's just like, okay, we got X or Z. Which one are we gonna pick? So it's making it a little bit smoother and easier.
I will say, when you have like the support of other people, like, Jen and
Hmm.
her mom, who are like, we're going to do this together, that accountability, the time spent together, the encouragement, I think is really helpful. And so finding another mom, or finding another family, or finding a friend that you can do parts of life or a lot of life together
Right.
makes life a lot easier, I will say, for
Yes.
sure.
Yes. And we have found, like, we'll do like the Costco bulk stuff, but like, again, her being by herself, she was buying all this stuff and it wasn't necessarily all getting used. So we're able to, really maximize that membership. But also, it does take a good chunk of an afternoon to prepare everything and
Mhm.
get it all set. But then you have 12 meals that you can eat over the next couple weeks, so it's,
You set it and you forget
that's
it. No,
right.
no, that's not how it works at all as a mom. But I love that if you spend, a couple of hours, maybe a few hours, it gives you 12 meals
Yeah.
instead of 1 hour every
Over,
meal.
right.
I mean, yes, it's a little shift in our mindset of how to, change our time and how we're using it. But I mean, I want to get on this too. So
Yeah, come on over.
maybe the next time y'all do a meal prep time, I'll come with my Costco card too.
There you go. Yes, we'll just have two carts going down. And I will say, one of the biggest takeaways,
Mm.
things I've taken away from being a mom, is the more prepared you can be, the better, because kids will change your schedule. Kids will never, like, things will never go as planned, right? So if you can, again, pick out your clothes before the next day, or have that meal already ready, or have your shoes by the door, any little thing you can do the night before or the week before to really stay on top of things, I have found has made life so much smoother.
I will say I am a creature of habit.
Mm,
I love a good routine. I love a system. It does help things be a little more automatic, and there's less back and forth with my child or my husband. It's just like, this is what we do on a Monday night.
yeah.
This is what we do on a Friday morning. And again, not so rigid that we don't change it up at all, but these are kind of the expectations. It allows everything to go a lot smoother. And so I think it's really great when everybody does have a buy-in. Like,
Yes.
this is my part, this is my responsibility, this is how we have chosen to do this as a family.
Hmm.
And creating those systems, it does help. Those habits, those small tiny habits, really do create a lot of more simplicity overall.
Another thing I found that works really well for our family, I know I've talked about it before, but like our family meetings. So Sunday nights, we like to sit down, get out the calendar and say, this is what's happening this week. We've got swim practice, we've got
Yep.
basketball
Yep.
practice. And it helps me mentally look at with meals, you know, because I used to prep for every night and it's like, oh, we're probably going to be eating out this one night because there's just too much going on. And then I'm not overbuying food.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
being able to level set expectations for the week, being able to, we also give each other compliments. That's when we do allowances. So we've made a routine of that as well. And that helps the week go more smoothly.
I love family meetings. I talk to my clients, you know, I am a parent educator as well. Talk to my clients about talking with your family. Like we are
Mm-hmm.
knowing what mom's work schedule is this week, what, you know, extracurriculars or extra events are happening this week, or what the expectations are for, you know, that weekend, what we're going to be doing. I think it's so good for everyone to have an expectation, and expectations can also really help with the buy-in and cooperation
Yes.
of the week ahead.
Yes. And I will say that's also helped with like, for our house, like the screen time battle, like we
Mhm.
limit our kids on how much screen time they get. And so then it's like, well, this day we have this appointment or we have this, so they're not going into the afternoon, you know, thinking, oh well, I get to you know, why am I not getting my screen time right now? It's like, well, we talked about this earlier in the week that we have these things going on.
Mhm.
And so that's helped settle some meltdowns from my kids when it's things aren't as routine, right? When you have a
Right.
day that's not fitting into the regular schedule.
An extra event or spontaneous thing that's
Yes.
not always in that time slot.
Yes.
I love that. And again, you know, if you're a mom and you're working, you know, hats off to you. Being
Mm-hmm.
a mom in itself is such an important role and responsibility. And doing anything extra and outside of that is just, you know, extra work, extra effort, sometimes extra stress. But I know a lot of families these days are trying to, you know, make sure that we can have a balanced lifestyle and, you know, afford things for our families and make sure that we're contributing to our household. So hats off to you. I hope you find some time to celebrate yourself. These
Yes.
small things, be compassionate and soft with yourself as
Yes.
well.
You're doing great.
Sometimes our expectations are to be, you know, the superhero mom and the superhero coworker and the superhero wife or partner. And it's okay to just be imperfect and say, I need a little rest, get some rest, make sure you have good support, good
Mm-hmm.
friends, family that you can lean on, because it's really important to do life together.
Yes. So take time for you, even if it's just right now, taking a breath, thinking of something good that happened or something you did well today. You know, that's sometimes we don't take enough time to acknowledge all the good we have completed
Yeah.
and all the good we have done. And you know, going back to your comment about being hard on ourselves, like I remember when I was first a mom, and it was like I would have my long to-do list of things I wanted to get done during the day. And again, because I was my self-worth was related to how productive I was. You know, it's kind of how my mindset was. It's like I have to get the dishes done, I need to get this laundry done, I need to blah, 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 right? And is an item on my list as well. But and so like my husband would come home from work and I've been at home with the kids and they were younger, and he's like, oh, you know, what'd you do today? I'm like, I got nothing done. Like I'm exhausted. Like nothing's done. He's like, well, the kids are alive. He's like, that's a good day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you have really low expectations. Like, I was like,
Or
but
you
know,
have really, really high
yes,
expectations.
yes. But so but I think there's a balance in
Sure.
the middle,
Sure.
right? But like we are really hard on ourselves and we have high expectations. And again, just taking the time to acknowledge like we're good enough, you know?
Yeah, and you are not measured by what you can accomplish. You're not measured by what you can check off of your list. Just being you and being a mom and being somebody who's contributing to your family outside of the home, that's good enough.
Yes. So cheers to all moms out there. Happy Working Moms Day. Way to go, ladies.
Congratulations.
We're going to rule the world one day. Who run the world? Sorry. Anyways, have a great one, and we'll talk to you next week.